Hello ladies, and welcome to your postpartum fitness class today. For our workout, we're doing something a little bit different than what you saw last day. We're actually going to do a continuous circuit for the entirety of the class. So what this means is we'll do Tabata style, 45 seconds on, I'll give you 15 seconds rest, and we've got about 6 different exercises we're going through, and then we have a rest period, which I'm also going to give you options for active rest and recovery. So if you want to throw in some more core work, that's great. Things to keep in mind, that if you are in the first 3 to 4 months postpartum, always move with integrity, always modify down if need be. We don't want to see any doming in the abdominal area, and I'll give you options for each exercise, but if you start to see that, resort to the simplest exercise or the last exercise we've done. With regards to how the rounds are going to go, each round starts easier. So we start with like mobility, body weight stuff, and then we gradually increase the intensity over the course of the class for a total of 4 rounds, progressively getting harder and adding more challenging exercises in, okay? So if at any point you're feeling that it's too much, you can always scale back, or I always recommend taking a 5 or 10 second break, count to 5 in your head, and then start again, as opposed to trying to push through and potentially losing form or injuring yourself. Okay, so that's what I want you to keep in mind for today. Really do your best. This workout's for you, but it's going to be non-stop, so I hope you're ready for it. So you'll need your mat, you'll need a set of dumbbells. I've got 10s, so you can use 5s or 8s, whatever you have available to you. But let's get started without further ado. Okay, so starting in 10 seconds, we're going to start with a squat. So just our basic squat, adding a little bit of mobility in the bottom. So I'm coming down, I'm going to rotate one way, rotate the other way, and then standing back up. Just trying to get those hips open. And like I said, the first round is the easiest, so we're going to use it kind of as active mobility and a little bit of activation stuff. The exercises will go lower, upper, and then core / cardio, and then we do another lower, upper, core / cardio. So that's kind of how we're going to progress through the next 28 minutes. Okay, one more. All right, so we're going to do I's, Y's, and T's. So what I mean by that is you're going to make an I, a Y, a T, and then a W shape in a bent over position. So getting our backs warmed up. So bending over, hinging back, retract those shoulder blades back, raise for I, raise for Y, and raise for T, and then finally that W. We want our thumbs up the whole time. We want our arms straight, okay? So being mindful of that. Always thumbs up and shoulders away from our ears, even when we're reaching forward, which kind of seems counterintuitive. We want to do that. As well, chest up and open. I'm not rounding in that upper back, so make sure you can see yourself in the mirror, in your screen. Good. Coming down, we're going to do dead bug. We're going to do repeater on each side. So laying on our back, let's make our right hand be in contact with our left leg. Bring up your right knee and leg and left arm are going to move together, okay? So you're going to tap and extend, keeping your right hand locked nice and tight to that left knee, so that you're going to feel that core engagement. As you do this, your low back needs to stay on the ground. Okay? No lifting, only go as far as you can while maintaining that contact. And let's switch. So opposite hand, so now it's my left hand, right leg, and I'm reaching and extending through the left leg and the right arm. Again, keeping my low back on the ground, watching for doming. You don't want any doming coming up from your abdominal area. And if you are, then you can always modify down and just do heel taps, okay? Always an option. Okay, coming up, we're going to do a sumo deadlift high pull. So grab one dumbbell only. We're still warming up. We're doing a hinge pattern. So reaching our hips back. Okay, ready? Hips back. And then roll that weight up. Actually, let's just rotate chin. Let's go here. Okay, so hips back, squeeze your glutes. And bring those elbows up nice and high. The weight is right at my chin, and my elbows are higher than the weight. Okay, or just in line. I'm feeling this in the back of my legs and my hamstrings. You can even take it wider to get a little bit more hamstring, providing your back's flat. Inhale in as you lower, exhaling to come up. Remember how we're breathing. So we want to maintain our breath, especially as we build in intensity. 2, 1. Okay, we're going to do a pullover using one weight. So come on down, laying flat on our back. We want to keep our low back in contact the whole time. We're going to bring the weight up right above our head, squeezing the weight with both of our hands, and then bringing that, lowering it behind us and coming up. Okay, so when we do this, especially as you go back, you don't want to arch. There should be no space between your low back and the floor this whole time. So this is going to ensure that we keep our core engaged. And you should feel this in your core as you come up. Try to keep your arms straight as well. Your thumbs are just going to tap behind you. The goal is full range of motion. We should try to get those biceps by our ears, but if you've got tight shoulders, that's going to be difficult. So don't worry about tapping if you're going to arch your back. Just go as far as you can while keeping your low back in contact with the ground. 2, 1. Okay, set that off to the side, rolling on our side. Let's go next with a no push-up burpee or in out. So if you're 4 months postpartum or sooner, you can do step outs, which look like this. Okay, or no push-up burpee. Let's go. So jumping out, in, and then up. Out, in, and up. Make sure when we land, our palms are right under our shoulders. Okay? It's going to give us that support, getting through our upper body. Two, 1. Okay, so like I said, we have rest, or we can do active rest. So active rest right now, if you want to join me, I'm going to do a back plank. Okay, so feet together, point the toes, and I'm going to come up, squeeze and hold. Lots of glutes here, digging those heels in. Again, don't let your feet come out to the side. Okay, point the toes, always. And breathe. Or you can rest. If you want to take 5 seconds while we do this, you can do that as well. But you look awesome. Almost there. Just a little longer. Squeeze. 2, 1. Okay. Now we're going to go back up to the top, adding a weighted squat. So you can have the weights by your side, or if you want more core, you can have the weights on your shoulders. Okay. I'm going to do front squat style. Okay, so coming down and up. You can also use one dumbbell. The whole point is heavier than the last round. So if you only use one dumbbell this round, and the next round you want to use 2, you can do that. Okay? Inhale to lower, exhaling to stand. Work with your breath. Ten seconds. Good work. All right. Bent over iso row. So we're going to be in that bent over position. We're going to hold one weight up while we row the other one. Okay? In 5, 4, 3, 2, bend over. 1 always stays up. And I like to use my hips as a landmark. So 1 will always stay up and tap the hip. Eyes are down. But think about flat back, so pinch your shoulder blades together this whole time. Just because your weight's going down doesn't mean your body's gonna go with it. So this is a great exercise for core, especially obliques, transverse abdominis, the really deep core muscle. This is a great one. You might even feel this in your back, because any bent over positions, usually we're working our back extensors. 10 seconds, shoulders away from the ears. Good, elbows nice and high behind you. 3, 2, 1. Good, set those down. Off to the side, but handy. We're gonna do an alternating V-sit or alternating bicycle crunch. Okay, so if you're okay with the dead bug, you can come to a bicycle crunch, okay? Or you can do full bicycle crunch, up to you. Ready? Other option is to come up a little bit higher and do more of a alternating leg lift. Make sure we're not cranking on our neck here. Okay, and again, watching for doming. So if you're feeling or seeing that, modify down, go opposite, try to keep that low back pressed into the ground. If you need to take a second to rest, do it. One. All right, we're gonna come back up to standing. We're gonna have 1 dumbbell for an alternating dumbbell snatch. So what that looks like is hinge, pull it up overhead, and then you're gonna grab at your face to switch. Okay, let's go. So just like that high pull, nothing really changes lower body wise. We're still hinging. But upper body wise, instead of just coming up to the chin, we're coming right overhead. Punching at the top, keeping the weight nice and close to our body. Use your glutes. Back's flat. Try not to let your opposite hand rest on your leg either. Let that arm come out to the side. We want, again, the movement and the power to come from the legs. Good. Okay, coming down, we're going to do a double pullover. So grabbing that other weight, making this exercise harder now. So feet hip width distance, dumbbells in both hands. Bring them up and back. Okay, keeping that low back in contact. I'm inhaling as I lower behind me. I'm exhaling to come up. Okay? Always working with the breath, trying to control it. We're going to bump up our heart rate in just a second. Two, one. Okay, weights off to the side. Now we're going to add a jumping jack to those no push-up burpees. So you're going to do a jumping jack and then go down into your no push-up burpee. Okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Jumping jack. No push-up burpee, and then back up to the jumping jack. We're just going to keep alternating like this. Like I said, each round it's going to get harder. Good job. You can always step out too. Don't feel like you have to jump, especially if you're just starting up again. We want to keep our hips neutral. You shouldn't be dropping our hips down, okay? Always think of a nice plank position. Ready? Rest. So rest isn't rest. Okay, we're going to hold a plank if you want. So you can either elevate, modify from your knees, or do the full one. I'm gonna go for the full one, but you wanna keep a hollow body shape. So my palms are under my shoulders, my butt's not up in the air. I know that's exaggerated, but I'm squeezing my glutes and my ribs and my hips are connected here. My belly's not falling forward, I'm tucking in. Okay, so paying attention to that. Be very active through your arms, even if you're on your elbows, that's fine. But press into the floor, spread those shoulder blades apart, push through your toes. We got 10 seconds. Three, two, one. Okay, next is jump squats. So again, if you're more recent postpartum, no jump, add more weight. Or you can do a single leg lunge or split squat, okay, instead of the jump. But everyone else, we're gonna jump. And something like this is one you really have to pace yourself on. And it's not about jumping high. If you look side view, I'm just basically jumping high enough that I can get a sheet of paper under my feet, okay? I'm also using my arms to help so I get triple extension at the top. All of my joints are extended at the top of that squat. I like facing you guys. 10 seconds, couple more reps. 2, 1. Okay, grab the weights. Instead of the row, we're going to do W's or flies, so that T position. So, back into the bent over, okay? Shoulders down and away, coming up and squeezing. Now, I've got 10s, so I'm gonna do the W. Just because 10s are hard for 45 seconds. So if you have 10s or heavier, you can do the W's. 20 seconds. Ten seconds. Good work. 1, okay. Dumbbells down, extended crunches, or biggie small. So again, you can always modify back. If you're feeling good, extending out, coming in, always low back in contact. Ready? So some of you might only be here and then extending those arms back. Okay, that's fine. Okay, some of you might be here and just extending one leg out. That's fine. Some of you might be able to do the full crunch. Okay, that's fine. Wherever you're at, this is your workout. All I care about is form. 15 seconds. Nice. Good reach. One, okay. Coming up, we're gonna do a devil's press, which is kind of like a kettlebell swing or a dumbbell swing into an overhead press. So it looks like that, okay? 3, 2, 1, my feet are wide. I'm swinging and pressing, okay? Now with this, don't let your knees fall in, okay? Don't let them collapse in. We always want our knees pressing out. If your knees are falling in, it's usually a sign of weak glutes. So keep that in mind. Same with when we lunge, same idea. So if we're always getting that knee falling in, it means you have to strengthen your glutes. More clamshells, more glute bridges. Good. Okay, pull over. With both weights, we're gonna add a pec fly as well. So laying on our backs, feet planted. Bringing those weights behind us, coming up, and then fly. Let's go. So adding in the chest here, along with that lat. Ideally, we want to keep a micro bend in our elbows. If you have lighter weights though, you might be able to extend out all the way. If you have heavier weights, like I have 10s, I keep a little bit more of a bend in the bottom, just like my W's for my back flies. Same here, you can do a W for your pec flies. 2, 1. Okay, set those weights off to the side. We're going to do a jack burpee, and then at the bottom of our burpee, we're going to do a mountain climber each leg. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, jumping jack, come out, 1, 2, back in and up, okay? Coming down, 1, 2, in and up. Keep going. I'll show you front view. I also like to look at you. Almost there. One more. Woo! Okay, active rest if you want it, side plank. Okay? And we'll switch at the half. 3, 2, 1. Coming up, palm or elbow, your choice. Okay? And after this, last round. Last round, which means it's the hardest. So pace yourself. We're starting with weighted jump squats, or you can do weighted single leg, back foot elevated split squats or lunges. Ready? Let's switch. Switching sides here. Hopping back up nice and quick. Make sure that palm again is under your shoulder. Top leg's always staggered in front. Please don't do that. It's not great for your hips, especially postpartum. You can actually put a lot more stress on your hips. You can also drop that knee if you need to. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's do it. Last round. Weighted jump squats. I'm gonna add the weight by my side. Whew. It's gonna be spicy. I'm already sweaty. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Good work. Keep a steady pace. Remember, you can rest at any point if you need to, but time your rest. Maybe go for sets of 5, okay? Don't overdo it. We've still got 5 more exercises. 10 seconds. 2, 1, whew. Okay, let's do a plank fly. So you can modify, I'm gonna modify for my knees, either W or fly. Okay, ready? Squeeze the glutes. Try not to shift your hips. My knees and feet are nice and wide here. That always helps. Almost there. 10 seconds. 2, 1. Oh. Okay. Now we've got either weighted crunches or you can do V-sits. Okay, so I'll show you the weighted crunch. Okay, it'll be here and then coming in. Okay, or you could do alternating straight like V-sit or full V-sits. Okay, or any of the other core exercises we have done up until this point. Try to keep your feet together the whole time. Okay, and again, pointing your toes, legs as straight as possible. Almost there. 2, 1. Okay. We're going to do a double dumbbell snatch. So we did the single arm alternating. Double looks like this. Okay? So everything stays close. Sumo stance, hinge, elbows up, and then you're turning, whoop, those wrists as soon as they get to shoulder height. My glutes are squeezed right now, all the way to when I press overhead. And the weights stay nice and close to my body, just like I'm zipping up my jacket. Same idea here, no rounding in the upper back. Your chest should be shining forward to me the whole time. 10 seconds. Awesome, almost there. 2, 1. Okay, pullovers, pec flies. We're gonna add a glute bridge to it. Okay, so get into that lay down position. Hands together. And let's come up into a glute bridge. We're gonna hold the glute bridge while we do this. Whew. Full body. I'm sweaty, this is so good. Full body sweat, working our lats, our pecs, our glutes. So much going on right now. Whew. Try to extend those arms still. Try not to bend as you come back behind you. Let's push it right to the finish with this one. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last but not least, we're going to do the jack, no push-up burpee, and then 2 hiccups. A hiccup looks like this. Okay? Ready? So jumping jack, no push-up burpee, jumping in twice, and then back up. Okay? Hiccups are the bottom half of the burpee. Good. Keep going. Woo! Shoulders. Yes, almost there. 2, 1. All right, let's finish with mountain climbers, okay? Or you can hold an elbow plank, either from your knees or full. Ready? Last 45 seconds. Finisher. Let's go. Mountain climbers. As fast or as slow as you want. Breathe through it. Nice. Great job. Go, ladies. We're halfway. 23 seconds left. Palms right under those shoulders. Woo! 15 seconds. You can do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and whew, time. Oh yeah. Whew. Grab a quick sip of water. And let's do a cool down stretch. I'm gonna get you to curl your toes under. We're gonna sit on our heels. Right arm's gonna come behind. Okay. From here, left hand is gonna grab right wrist, float across. And then left ear comes to left shoulder. And catch your breath. That was awesome. Maybe let's look to the left, play around with this a little bit. See where you're feeling the stretch. See what happens when you look down. When you look up, maybe when you bring your chin to that shoulder. Gently coming back to center, and let's switch. So now, right hand grabs left wrist and pulls it across. And then right ear comes to right shoulder. Nice little stretch through the neck. Ooh, good. Coming back to center. Two options here. We're going to do a stretch for the front side of our body. Camel stretch in yoga, so you can push your hands or put your hands on your low back, leaning back, or if you have the flexibility and you want to come either curled feet or flat feet and come down. Okay? But again, you shouldn't feel any pain here. Just a really deep stretch. Good, inhale coming up. Let's counter stretch. So let's go into a child's pose. So toes together, knees nice and wide. Press yourself back. Take a big breath in here. Relax that spine. And now moving through some dynamic up dog to child's pose. We're going to come forward. Let your hips drop. My feet are coming out to the side now. Shoulders away from your ears. And then pressing back into down dog. So inhale, coming forward to look up. And exhaling, pressing back to down dog. If you're feeling any pain or discomfort in that, you can stick to a cat-cow. Okay, that does the exact same thing, just a little less stress. Always think about squeezing your glutes and kind of just let your body do what it's going to do in either of these positions. So lower body wise, if your feet flop out to the side, that's fine. Okay, go nice and slow. One more. Forward, coming back. Now from here, let's take our right hand thumb up, reach it forward, and sink our hips up and back. Drag that arm back. You should feel the stretch here through your lats. Good, inhaling up. Let's switch. So now left thumb's up, sinking back, almost dragging that hand back, and I'm kind of dragging my leg, it's moving. So don't be afraid to drag your arm back. Feel that nice deep stretch through your lats. I love this one. Inhale, hands are going to plant. Let's curl our toes, reaching back into a down dog, hips up nice and high, trying to bring your chest towards your toes. Maybe walk out or pedal the feet here. And then now gently walking with a stiff leg, those feet to your hands. Take a deep bend in your knee here to let your belly rest on your thighs. Let's grab for opposite elbows. Let our head hang. Maybe ragdoll back and forth. Let the head hang. Neck releases here. It should feel nice. And now gently roll up as slow as you can. Think about moving one vertebrae at a time. Your head should be the last thing forward and up. Awesome. Great job today, ladies. So that workout is an example of what I call progressive overload. Every round, we made it a little bit harder and we did it gradually. So if we would have started reverse order, it probably would have been a lot, right? So progressive overload is the name of that workout. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm super sweaty. I hope you are as well, and we'll see you next week.